So more eastern now.
It becomes, even if you wipe it off the face of the earth, you have Indonesia, India, these other
On that
places,
Eastern Asia area.
right, that is thriving with Islam.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a little different version, but we all read the same book.
Yeah, it's still reading the Quran.
And it's still purified because everyone, even if he was Chinese reading in front of us, he's speaking the same Arabic language, and he'll be able, somebody in the back row will correct him if he make a mistake.
Absolutely. Hey, there you go. Now, how long does it take to learn the Arabic language to read the Quran?
It depends on your determination.
Okay. I'm noticing with school and everything.
Yeah.
Is that usually practice? The reading?
Well, that's probably just part of the curriculum there.
Okay.
So, like we have Sunday school, we have different programs, and then there's people you can go to different places and learn it.
Yeah.
So we have schools nowadays where they have Hafiz schools where they teach you Quranic Arabic, because modern standard Arabic isn't Quranic Arabic.
Okay.
So even if someone speak Arabic, then they might not know how to read the Quran because it's a different language per se. It's kind of like British English.
Yeah.
Right? So if you hear someone from Britain talking English, you'll look at them like, huh?
I was going to ask, so what does a day of service or practice look like?
We have a tradition where the religion don't really interfere with your daily life. But it gives you 5 times of reflection. So during our daily routine, we have 5 salats. So within the day, we take time. What's the salats? You take 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your timing, your preference, how well you say, how long the surah you have to recite. Because some of the surahs can be like Inna Atana Kalfa, Fasali Rubika 1 for Inna Shani Walker Abto. That's short. So that don't take any time.
So like a 15-second.
Right. So you could say that's a surah. So that's only one surah. So it's like it depends on how long of the surah you're reciting. It depends on. So it can take 5 to 10 minutes of your life, which is really a decompression period. It's like, and then you go on with life.
Got it? Okay.
Right. Return. It's like returning to the reality of the real world, which is the hereafter. You return back to your Creator and giving Him 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's like a meditation, 5-minute meditation.
Okay. And you pray 5 times a day, right? Is that what it is? Okay. And then I was going to ask, what does practicing Islam mean to you? Well, how does it mean? What does it mean to you? Is it a passion?
I don't know what you mean.
Like, what does it mean to you? Like, is this? Obviously, it's really something important to you. But what is it like? What does it drive you? Does it motivates you? What does it mean to you?
I don't know. And that's one that's interesting. One of the best thoughts that this one brother said. He said, sometimes we live life and it's like a cup of tea. We live our world and we add things to sweeten it, to give it taste. So I look at it as though we have a cup of Islam and we add a little the world to sweeten it. And that's what I think of it as. It's like this is the true reality, the way we practice religion or returning, how would you say it? Not returning. Your focus in life should be what you truly are passionate about, what you believe in, what you think is important, what you think you should do with yourself. And what you think you should do with yourself should be centered around being thankful that you have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
So we look at, okay, thank God. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it's really, I don't know, it's hard to separate the two. Because the way you're explaining everything, it's hard to separate the religion from life, and it's hard to separate life from the religion because it becomes part of your life.
I see. That flavor. Were you born into Islam, or did you find it yourself?
I converted to Islam.
When? Or how long ago?
Oh, I don't know, 98.
Or I should say, how old were you?
I don't know. I gotta think back. How old was I? I think 20.
And what made you convert? Like what triggered?
Actually, my family wanted me to be a minister. So they get to study with the preachers and everything. So I get to study the Bible extensively. And as I got older, there's some questions. And they weren't able to be answered in the church or anything. And it wasn't that it wasn't able to be answered. It was more in the sense that they didn't want you to answer the questions. It was like
gray area?
Well, not gray areas. It was critical to me in that aspect of, if this is your eternal soul, right? So this is where you're going to spend the rest of your life with, right? Whatever you believe, right? So if it's not right, then should I stay with it? So some of the concepts I had quarrels with was like the Trinity, about a supreme God. And then later on, they narrowed it down to individual who had limitations, and that caused problems. You know, because you can't have a supreme and limitations.
Yeah.
It didn't really match too well.
Well, yeah. But with the Islamic faith, that recognizing the monotheistic one supreme God.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what helps you grow to become?
Yeah, that and the fact that I studied a lot of different other religions. I found that you're what they call it, a very uniform belief system of everybody in every other culture of worshiping one supreme being. They came in many names. Even when people write things, they attribute it to the supreme. Kind of like every man endowed by God, every inalienable rights. And so we have the initiation of God giving us the rights, you know, even in the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So everything recognizes.
Can I, may I just...
Some of the belief systems.
You want to take a picture? You want me to take a picture of you?
I was just gonna get up.
The time?
I'm recording.
You recording?
Thank you.
They were considered higher states of man, kind of like we'll look at prophets. And these people they called these demigods or sons of gods, like Jesus, son of God, right? So these demigods were great men of God, but they considered them demigods in English. And then when you tell the story, they become these folkloric beings, you know, and then they have these great tales and stories.
Yeah.
So when you
mean more like prophets?
Well, they could have been more like prophets. We can look at Buddha and say he might have been a prophet. And in Islam, you have the scope to actually say that because it says that we have prophets that we told you about, and there's some we didn't. So if he was a prophet, he would teach the oneness of God. So if anyone came and said, okay, there's a supreme being God, you worship him, and whatever the detail is behind that, then we can believe he might have been sent from God. Might not have been, might have been, but we don't know.
Yeah.
So it left everything open. It didn't exclude anybody. It didn't exclude the person who called himself a pagan, because in the belief in Islam, you believe even though he's a pagan, he might have not got guidance yet. So you don't know what state he's going to die in. So if he died in a state of believing in one God, because no Muslim reached him, this is a good thing, because if you think about your parents, if they was a Christian, right, and then they died, you're like, whoa, I'm a Christian. What is he gonna do? He's gonna go to hell. My mom, my dad, and you're gonna think bad about that, right?
Yeah.
Because you want your parents to go to heaven. But if you think about that and say, well, God judges everybody according to their knowledge. If there was no Christians around to tell them about Christianity, or there was no Muslims around to tell them about Islam, but they practiced and believed in God, then God would give them their reward according to their knowledge.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that helped balance the scale.
Yeah.
Because it had a complete story.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to.
No, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
This is why we too.
Yeah.
Part of the reason.
Part of the reason.
And it was required.
It was required.
Just a little
The main reason it was required.
No, this is good. This is good for us to learn more about, and we're really excited to learn more about this. So this is exciting.
You have the demeanor like you're a reporter, man.
It's just because I'm wearing the tie, right?
It's the tie. He's official.